What up, you lab rats? This is episode number 18, and today we're talking about this right here. Can you read it? What does it say?
I don't know. I didn't read it.
Today we're talking about how do I find the time and resentment. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back to the lab. My name is Megan Pangan.
Now I'm Kevin.
And let's
Get in the lab.
All right, so as always, guys, we talk about raw conversations about building a business. Okay, so before we get into today's episode, which we have two questions to answer today, I want to take some time to thank our sponsor, Audible.com. So you can visit audibletrial.com/getinTheLabPodcast for your free audiobook of your choice. They have over 150,000 titles to choose from. I just finished Rich Dad Poor Dad and Play It Away, and I think my next one is probably going to be something like fiction, because you know what? You read all these business books and it just gets your mind going, and it's not really fun to not turn it off when you're trying to sleep and get some rest. So I'm looking for some fiction books. Any recommendations, put it in the comments. How are you doing today, B?
Doing good.
Yeah.
Let's. Are you ready for the fiance tag?
Oh, yes.
All right.
Bring it on.
It's getting empty.
We're going to need some new suggestions for after when this tag thingy's done. What do you guys think we should do? All right. I pick it?
I pick it.
Oh, you pick it.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
All right. What is...
Yes?
What the heck is this?
Is he? What is one talent I have? Sorry.
Oh, it looks like an I.
Yeah.
And
my
talent
bad.
is spelled wrong.
Oh, my bad. I was getting tired writing all these.
What is one talent you have?
That I have?
Yeah.
You're asking this of me?
Yeah. Or what? Do I?
No, you ask it. So what's one talent that you have?
Yeah.
I guess, right? Let's see. You have a very good talent of... What would be your talent? I'm not sure.
Really?
Yeah. Well, there's the obvious ones. I'm just trying to think outside the box.
Oh, okay.
You know what? You have a really good talent of planning.
Really?
Yeah, planning things out.
I guess.
Yeah. Like, I think I'm super impressed all the time when you plan stuff out. Like, it's really, really well thought out. So.
Take that into consideration.
Yeah.
I already chose it.
Oh, I choose now.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's only 4 in here.
All right. What do we argue about most?
Websites currently.
Yeah. Well, yeah. All right. So let's talk updates. What's going on with you today, B? And what's been going on for the past week? It feels like forever since we've been on the podcast.
I believe since the year's ending, it's mainly just wrapping weddings up.
Yeah.
Continue our training for John to take over for 2015. Revamping our website for kevinlevu.com.
Yeah.
And wedding planning.
Wedding planning.
Wedding
right.
planning, I can see now that why brides or couples that whenever they meet with me, they're always stressing out because it's pretty stressful if you're trying to do it within a week like we are.
Well, yeah, I don't know why. You know what? We're not very we're not procrastinators.
Yeah.
I think in a lot of ways we can procrastinate, but for the most part, 90% of how we do things, it's like we just want to get it done.
Yeah.
And so, that's kind of a habit of ours. And we were we were trying to just think of everything.
Yeah.
And that was really stressful. And we figured out that, you know what? We were stressing about so much crap, and we really didn't even have a date set. And so one thing at a time. And I think that can relate to anything big and new that you're doing. It's one thing at a time. And I think as partners, you have to kind of coax each other, relax each other, remind each other it's one thing at a time. And
I can say it's fun though.
It's a year away. Yeah, it is fun.
It's really fun.
It is fun because you get to be like, ooh.
I don't think we ever planned
something
a
like
huge
this.
celebration like this, or really deck it out like tables and just things like that.
And we're not even decking things out crazy. It's just the fact is like there's a lot of components.
Yeah.
And then that's just so frustrating sometimes because you have to talk to so many different people. And
yeah, I can see after you're all done why some brides turn into wedding planners for because you just know everything now. You think you're the major expert because you spent an entire year working on your own wedding.
That's true.
You call yourself an expert.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, you can be an expert. You know more than the someone who hasn't done it. Like, seriously, there's so much crap that we have to...
I guess it will give more power to us now that we're planning our own wedding. We know the loops before just being a wedding photographer. We just knew the outside of what wedding planning is. It's just taking the photos.
Yeah.
And now we know the intricate part of planning a wedding.
Right. Yeah. And I think... like it's a good test, right?
Yeah.
We were like having a little argument about something stupid. And I was like, dude, if we're having trouble, planning a wedding and this is supposed to be fun, like we need to calm the fuck down and like chill out and just remember why we're having the wedding in the first place.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no reason to get angry with each other.
Well, it's because we have no help and we never asked for help. And
I asked. Now I asked.
Yeah, normally we're not doing a wedding party type of deal.
Yeah.
So usually in a normal wedding, they'll have wedding party and those members will actually help the bride and groom.
Right.
But now we don't. But
we can still ask.
Yeah, we can still ask.
Yeah. I just don't like the fact of like obligating somebody.
Yeah.
Like, okay, now you must do all these things. It's like, if you have time, I would appreciate your help.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I would like that. Like if somebody approached me like, hey, you're a bridesmaid and now you're responsible for all this stuff. It's like, actually I have other things going on and I'm, I'm happy for you and all that stuff, but I have my own life and I respect other people and my friends like that. So.
Well, all right, let's get into the questions. We have some questions today.
Questions. All right. So the first one I'm going to read because it's directed to me, but we're both going to answer it.
All right.
All right. Megan, how do I find the time to concentrate on my business like marketing, promoting, and YouTube when my other job requires so much time? I work approximately 65 hours a week. If I'm not working, I always feel like sleeping because I'm so tired. But I keep my sleep to a minimum and do other things required to run my business so I can get to where I want to be. This is a tough question, but any suggestions? Also, what are the things that Kevin and yourself did to explode with your photography business and keep the phone ringing? So this is from at EMIPTV on Twitter, and his name is Dre. So thank you, Dre, for asking that question. And
Thanks,
now
Dre.
we're going to answer the crap out of it. So the first one, B, is, okay, obviously he works a lot of hours in his regular
65 hours
regular
week?
corporate
That's
job.
like 12 hours a day.
That's crazy.
5 days.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah, wow.
And so yeah, his other job requires so much of his time, but he does, how is he going to find time to market, promote, and YouTube? What would you do?
Well, if you have a handy mobile device,
Mm-hmm.
then there are apps that you can just make videos on the fly and upload it to YouTube on the fly.
Right.
So that's one type of marketing for video.
But what if you want a certain look?
If you want to look like ours,
Like
and
a quality, right?
quality and everything.
Right.
Do you want to start technical?
Okay,
branch
so
out, or
let's
finding time to do it.
Let's look at it from my perspective, or from my kind of like, say I like to shoot videos at home, and I edit them at home, and and that kind of production quality. So it's not top of the line, but it's not like shoot it from your phone and then press upload. So it's kind of in the middle somewhere.
Well, most phones now have a video editing software.
Well, we don't know if most phones, but this one does.
I think they do.
They do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if it's Android, they have like Windows Movie Maker.
Okay.
But in an app form.
Okay, so you're saying videos from your phone.
Yeah.
And what about marketing and promoting?
marketing and promoting, depending on what website platform you have. We have WordPress, and there is actually a WordPress app that you can log into your website and start just blogging. You can do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
And you already know you probably have a Facebook app, you probably have a Twitter app, and you can whatever, you just blog right on your phone, copy and paste it and to Facebook and just post it.
Right.
So
okay.
that's on the fly.
That's on the fly.
That's on the fly. If you're not conveniently at home, you're always at work, you find that time after you're eating lunch to do all this.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're working from 6 a.m. or you're leaving your home from 5 a.m. to arrive work at 6 a.m. and get off at 6 p.m. and get home by, 7 p.m.?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. I would start right away.
Yeah.
Actually dedicate some time. Say you're going to do this one day. That way you're not doing everything on one day.
Mm-hmm.
Is to shoot a video of whatever you're speaking about or whatever you want to present on one day. Like us, we normally shoot it either on Monday or Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Megan doesn't get right to it in editing. She designate a day to do that.
Yeah.
So if you designate a day to finish the editing.
It doesn't sound like he has a day, though, if he's working 65 hours a week.
Or a night.
Mm.
Yeah, an hour.
Yeah.
As long as you're producing quality content once a week and you're letting your clients know or your customers know that there's going to be a video on this day, Tuesday, or whatever day it is during the week at this hour, then people are going to be hyped and people are going to wait for it.
Right, right. And, Dre, when I think about your situation a little bit more deeply, and this will be kind of like in this episode's bonus, what I would personally do in this particular situation. Now, I don't know everything, but the fact is you're trying to find the time and you think you don't have time, right? So this kind of goes back to how bad you want it, which is something that we talked about in the last episode. So if you want it bad enough and you're already talking about not sleeping and stuff like that. And while that is a hustler like mentality, while like giving up hours of sleep, I've been on this like health kick and sleep is so damn important.
Yeah, sleep is pretty important.
Yeah. And so I would not continue to advise you to like give up a lot of sleep, maybe like 1 hour here or there, but realize that when you give up sleep and you do this habitually for a long period of time, you're not operating at full strength. You're not operating on a full tank. And so collectively, eventually you're going to be making decisions that aren't coming from the best place of mind, the best place of body. You're not in your optimum state. Do you know what I'm saying? So I would say, like, don't give up so much sleep and try to move towards still keeping your sleep. Sleep is very important. All right. And I'll put a link in this description giving you all kinds of crap, convincing you that you should sleep. Okay. And
eat right.
And eat right. And so like you want to still take care of your body, right? So that you can do the things that you want to do, show up for life the way that you should be showing up. Another thing is like, maybe you only get an hour to work on your business a day.
Yeah.
An hour's really good if you know what you're doing.
And if you plan it right, you'll get it done within an hour.
Yeah.
I mean, not everything, but
everything.
Whatever you set for that day.
Yeah.
You may finish it within an hour if you plan it correctly.
Right.
So it all starts with a system, and like we systemize everything that we do.
Right.
It starts from business planning to organizing what we're about to speak, or else we have no clue of what we're presenting.
Right. And you know what? You're going to have to play around with it and experiment, right?
Yeah.
So...
And everyone's schedule is going to be different. Your schedule is going to be different from ours or how we do things.
Right.
So you're going to do some trial and error and see what fits for your schedule and your lifestyle.
Right. But let's give him a little like just preemptive strike, because we could always say that. That's a very general thing to say. And I know we're not trying to cop out on answering your question. But if you work 65 hours a week and you're already giving up sleep, and you're tired all the time, I would say set the bar not so high, not so low. You want to set the bar where you can win all the time. So setting small, winnable goals. Okay. So stop making these mountains, these molehills into mountains. So every day, dedicate 1 hour of really focused, okay, Monday is marketing. Tuesday is promoting. Wednesday is shooting. Thursday is editing. Friday is whatever. Okay. So break it down an hour. When you get that hour of work done, step away, rest, do what you got to do. But all those little hours every single day, it's going to add up. Or you stop working so much in your other job. So it's got to be kind of one or the other. But you've got to...
Yeah, not technically one or the other. But yeah, just dedicate that hour after work.
I think that's a good start.
Yeah, that's a good start. Because once your other thing or whatever it is that you're doing kicks off, then yeah, you can step away from your current job.
Right.
And then dedicate more hours.
Yeah.
And you'll never know what will happen after that.
Yeah. And it kind of like, you know, it's baby steps, right? It's baby steps.
Baby steps.
So that is what I would do if I could not step away from that other job working 65 hours a week. If I couldn't, you know, make my hours less. I don't know if you love that job or like that job or hate that job. Okay. So I don't know. But obviously, if I was trying to do something on the side of which I really loved, I would try to lessen the hours of work on the other side. If I wanted to accelerate. Okay, so the second question you asked was, what did we do to explode in our photography business?
Well, when I first started out, it was like, you need to get a website. And yeah, you need a website to present your work, or else no one knows who you are and if you're a good photographer or not. So I took the initial step in starting a website that didn't even resemble who I am, but it just, you know, it was step one. Then after that, I spent a lot of time behind the camera, and I think we both spent a lot of time behind the camera, just photographing each other or photographing trees, details, whatever.
Yeah.
That really sparked our plug and get us to be more confident in photographing people. And after that, we just blogged, and our blog is like our journal because it allows us to look back at our work and our improvements, and sometimes we have a kick out of it and laugh.
Is there a spike? Where did we explode? That's this question.
Our explosion probably happened when we were both confident in our work.
Yeah.
And when we've been doing it for probably at least 3 years, we felt really comfortable. And for within weddings, it's really hard to say like where the creativity came from, but we were so comfortable that the creativity just came out on its own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it came, with experience. So another way of saying what you just said, was like every wedding is kind of the same, right? You have, the getting ready, you have the first look, maybe you have, this ceremony, and then you have portrait session, and then you have reception. Okay. That's basically a wedding in the basic industry. So from that base, like you kind of get bored. So you find ways to make it cool, or you find ways to shoot it different. And I think that's where the creativity kind of comes from, because you don't want to shoot things the same way over and over again.
Yeah.
It's like shooting rings. It's like, how many times can I shoot 3 rings on a wooden table in this way, right? So you push it. You try like, okay, what if I do this? What if I stand the ring up? What if I play with the light?
Yeah.
What if I play with a reflection, right? So for me, that's where the creativity, I think, came for both of us, because it's like you don't want to shoot the same thing over.
And that's how I felt we both exploded, because we just kind of felt like we can give more.
Yeah, or shooting at the same venue, right? You're like, I shot there already. Let me see where I can go.
But explosion also starts from marketing as well. We kind of learn our ropes around the business and know where to market the right places, fill in the gaps where photographers have no clue of marketing at.
Mm-hmm. And what was that?
I have no idea, but I just did everything when I was like young.
What's everything though? Come on, get specific. There was the SEO thing, right?
Yeah.
We tried that. That's
so before
old school tactics.
SEO even exploded, we knew about what SEO was.
You knew.
Yeah.
You were like, I don't know. That was like foreign alien language to me.
This was back in like 2008 or 9.
Yeah. The internet was just kind of slowly getting...
Or photography was slowly getting saturated.
And social was just coming. Yeah. Like Facebook just came, right?
Yeah, Facebook just launched.
Yeah.
And really people started to use it a little bit more during that time. Twitter was basically new during that time.
That's right. Yeah.
But yeah, SEO. Not a lot of people
SEO
knew
stuff.
about it, and I just hopped on the bandwagon and really knew, like, try to study it, try to know everything about Google algorithms, and
Yeah.
really kick it off.
And for a while, that really worked.
That it still works.
Until they changed that. That's why I don't like this type of
Mm-hmm.
tactic. And that's why we're changing our business is
Yeah.
because, we don't want to be dependent on Google's algorithms.
We're not putting all of our eggs in one basket.
Exactly.
So we're still doing it, but we're doing everything at the
Right.
same time.
But, you made a really good point. Like, you were everywhere. You did everything.
Yeah.
And that's a quote from like Pat Flynn, if you're familiar with him, be everywhere. So try all of these things. Like, of
Yeah.
course, you want to be SEO friendly. You want to be mobile friendly. You want to reach as far as you can. That's good.
Yeah.
You're on YouTube already, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, all that stuff.
But yeah, I would say marketing helped us explode. Knowing what we're offering clients in a unique way helped us explode.
Yeah.
Really being friendly and being patient.
Yeah.
Over the years, I was very patient with all my clients, and like I wasn't pushing them to like hire us.
Yeah.
To
And
be
you were never
photographers.
arrogant.
Yeah.
I
And-
think you always, before, you were always very hungry to shoot and to give everything, no matter what the client is paying you. And I think
Yeah.
that I forget about that sometimes because before, when we weren't kind of like when I was not burnt out by weddings, I want to give my all. I still give everything that I should during a wedding, but
Yeah.
I feel like I don't have that same energy anymore now. But you still do. You still give everything.
Yeah.
Even
course.
yeah. No, I mean that's
Yeah.
not a lot of photographers would do that. You see that in their work. Like you're like, that's a little generic. I've seen that shot freaking 100 times. Why don't
Yeah.
you do something different? We
I-
really don't
Yeah.
do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I just take a lot of pride in our work because I just
'Cause it's
love
yours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love doing it,
Right.
and I really don't care about
Right.
how much you get paid.
But that's a
Yeah.
lesson. So Dre, so it's like everything that you touch, everything that you put out, you're giving your all. And that is what's going to make you stand out, right? That also too plays into exploding your business, right? And also I'd like to add on to that is like making connections. When you know the right people,
Yeah.
not always like that, like they're going to give you a handout or something like that, but to be known in your industry.
We're 3 degrees of separation.
Yeah.
One person is going to know someone else
Yeah.
that knows someone big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the more that you can put yourself in a good light with other people in your field, that gives you credibility, right?
Yeah.
If you kind of hide away and don't interact and, keep away from the social scene too much, that works against you actually.
Yeah.
And so that gives you a little boost because people go, oh yeah, I heard about him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I heard about him. So that is our A to your Q, and I hope we answered the crap out of it. Do you want to add anything else to that?
I thought he had another question.
Oh, just to this question. We have another question, but
Okay.
we're at 23 minutes. We answered the crap out of that.
Oh, yeah.
Are you good with that? Are you busy?
No, but I felt that, to find time, and I'll give an example for when, I'm not sure how long you've been doing it for, but when I first started photography, I mean, we were both full-time students,
Yeah.
and I didn't get home until probably like 9 p.m. because I had externships at a hospital and sometimes I have overnight shifts where I just come home at 6 a.m. in the morning, but still I sat down in front of my computer and edited photos that morning. But I dedicated at least 2 hours. I made it a priority.
Yeah.
So yeah, prioritizing your schedule.
Yeah.
After you get home, after you eat, you're all settled in.
Yeah.
Put it in your agenda. Make an agenda for yourself that you only want to work on your stuff 5 days a week and just leave the weekends as a refresh, a break from everything else.
Right.
But yeah, like what I started with was editing photos. Like right now, I'm prioritizing editing the wedding that we just photographed that week, the previous weekend,
Yeah.
on Monday and Tuesday. And after that, I email the clients, whoever I edited already, to ship them out. I choose the images and Megan blogs it. But before, I was doing all this on my own. So I would blog the most recent wedding on a Thursday, and that's my marketing and everything. Within the marketing day, I would post it on WordPress. I would blog it on Facebook, and which is linked to Twitter. And then I'll do a sneak peek on Instagram. So all of these were like promoting our work.
Right.
And the other days was like, if I was shooting, then I'll edit as well. Or yeah.
Right. So it's taking steps. You've got to take steps. You've got to create those steps. You've got to make these rules for yourself. And then execute. You just follow through. You got to do it. So there's a lot of like, oh, we could do this, we could do that. We used to do that a lot.
Make an outline for yourself.
Yeah.
And then within that outline, kind of list the major things in what you have to do for your business.
Right.
And those major things divided into days and how long each thing would take.
Right.
So you have a better idea how to organize your task.
Yeah, when I first started doing all of this crap, like I was like so overwhelmed, but then when I slowly began to break it down and see what I could eliminate, or what really took a lot of time, or what I was, what I was procrastinating on.
Yeah.
That means like I didn't really enjoy doing it, and so I shouldn't really be doing that stuff. And so you have to have a plan. You have to have a plan for yourself. And it starts with looking at the big picture and then whittling it down.
Yeah, versus attacking everything and overexhausting yourself.
Like our wedding.
Yeah. If you attack everything, I'm going to do everything in one day if I can.
And then you just get mad.
Yeah. You're going to get mad. At the same time, you're going to miss something.
Yeah, you're going to miss something really good.
Yeah.
and
as you get older, you're going to forget
mistake.
like what the hell you were going about.
Yeah.
What you're going to write and what you're going to present.
True that. Yeah.
But yeah, Dre, hopefully we answered everything.
Yeah.
Feel free to Twitter us or just
tweet at us.
Oh, tweet. Tweet at us with any questions.
We're getting old.
Yeah.
Now, any questions, follow-up questions to follow up with this one or ask some new ones, we really appreciate it. And B, so are you ready for another one, or you got to go edit now?
We can take a stab at more questions.
Cool. All right, so here is the next one. This one comes from Raymond Sparts. I tell you, send me like shit ton.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you control equal workload and decide who does what, even when you're not getting exactly paid for all the extra work, controlling potential resentment? That's a good question. So obviously I could speak about this. So in the beginning, we didn't, you guys heard this story before, how we started working together was simply just, we fell into it. There was no agreement. There was no like, hey, do you want to do this? And this is what it's going to entail, because we didn't know. Yeah,
but we did take the better option of working for ourselves versus working at Radio Shack, which Megan was working at for a week.
Yeah.
And
no, it was 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh my God, I hate my life. Yeah.
So we had to make something happen.
Yeah.
And photography, like, we enjoyed it at the time. We didn't know what we were doing.
Yeah, B, I'm so thankful that, you showed me what entrepreneurship is, because I grew up very like a lot of people. You go to college, you get a degree, you get a job with benefits. That's the plan.
It was our college job, and it turned into a career.
Yeah.
It helped pay for school.
It was very self-discovering, because even though photography is not my passion, it got me on the road to thinking and asking myself and being really honest, like, what is my passion? I have to find it now. Like, if this is possible, I kind of like this, I'm pretty good at it, but it's not something that truly excites me. And now I'm here truly excited doing this podcast and doing all this marketing shit. So I'm thankful. For sure.
It's the initial phase. For some people. For me, I mean, I enjoy photography and I'm still here. As for Megan, like just with any other person, they're going to major into something, or they're going to get themselves into a career that they don't like. It's their initial phase, and then they're just going to use that to get to where they want to be.
Right.
So you use photography.
Yeah.
not in a bad way,
Yeah.
but it got you where you're at right now.
Yeah, through trying to start my own photography thing,
Mhm.
through learning websites, all that
Yeah.
stuff, I just had to learn on my own very, very slowly. And now I use all of that stuff still till today, unlike my college education.
Yeah.
Okay, so the real question, we're getting off topic. How do we control equal workload and decide who does what?
That all began when we started to
Really
systemize everything.
Yeah.
But I felt Megan is very strong in marketing, and or as she read more books and things that inspire her, she brought more stuff to the plate.
Yeah,
Now she knows more things that I don't know.
right.
So I felt this is a really good.
I can fill in the
Yeah,
gaps.
she can fill in the gaps.
Right.
Because I enjoy photographing, so
Yeah.
I'm going to do what I do best.
Right. And
And-
you can do everything yourself.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. The
Yeah.
thing is you won't live.
Yeah, I
and we
won't
won't
live.
we won't be able to enjoy a life together because
Exactly.
you know if
Yeah.
we choose to continue that way. So how we do it is like even though like I understand that I'm not going to be the best at everything that I'm responsible for in the business. However, I like doing it, right?
Mhm.
And so I could take that off your plate and
Yeah.
and we could still make adjustments to
Yeah.
become the best. Maybe I'm
Yeah.
not the best outright, but over time,
Over time, you'll
you,
learn.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
become the best. It's like being a second shooter. I'm going to say I'm a pretty damn good second shooter because I've done it so long.
I don't think it's the name second shooting. It's probably just a really great photographer.
Yeah, well, see, like how I look at a second photographer now. Before I used to think of second as secondary or under or lesser than,
Yeah.
but now I think of it as like second meaning like, hey, you're my second. You've got my back on
Yeah.
everything that I don't have.
Yeah.
And so being able to like see the gaps,
Yeah.
being able to pay attention to you, and I didn't learn this until I started training John.
Yeah.
Like being able to like keep an eye on you and
Yeah.
what's going on during the wedding and like, okay, if you're not getting that, I'm supposed to be getting that.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. You have to be on too, so
Yeah.
it's not simply just like I have a narrow like
Yeah.
I'm just supposed to shoot the guys. Actually, it's I'm supposed to shoot the guys and get everything in between that you're not getting, right?
Yeah.
So that's a really important task, and like to be able to teach that to somebody else, like, and love it at the same time. That's truly where the power lies in between
Yeah.
us. Like that's this teamwork,
Mhm.
and I think that as long as we have this thought in our heads, like we are a team,
Yeah.
then the tasks assigned, there's no resentment there.
Yeah.
There used to be because
used to be.
we didn't have
A team attitude.
a team attitude and we didn't open that line of communication and we weren't being really
We were confused of.
we weren't really
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah. Yeah. We were a little confused.
Like
of,
afraid to even be honest.
Yeah.
So, and this dates back to even our relationship. It's like, hey, we're never going to we're never going to leave each other for being honest.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a fear I think a lot of couples have. Like, she or he may leave me if I'm too honest, if I
Yeah.
tell her straight up, or if I'm mean about it, or it sounds mean, or
Mhm.
if it hurts their feelings, right?
Yeah.
So we don't really care about that anymore. It's, I've come to be like, if I can leave my emotions at the door when we are talking
Yeah.
business, we are having discussions about what's going to make us better. There's no,
Yeah.
it's so easy to get butthurt,
Yeah.
but you leave that at the door. You kind of have to cut that off
Mm.
when you have to make decisions like that. Who does what,
Yeah.
and do it
Yeah.
and be okay with it. But it
Yeah.
started with saying it like, hey, I'm not trying to hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
It's just, this is what has to be done.
Yeah.
It is
just,
go time, right?
Yeah.
You used to say, hey, it's go time, right? It's
Yeah.
go
Or
time.
just give that person a heads up.
Yeah. Hey, I'm not, yelling at you. Not that he yells at me, but like, I'm not, shouting at you or barking at you or ordering you around or
Yeah.
bossing you around. This is just, it has to be done. Like we are
Yeah.
working,
Improving.
improving. We are trying
Yeah.
to get better. We're trying
We're
to be
trying
more
to make a change.
efficient,
Mhm.
right? So no resentment there. There could easily be some resentment if you don't speak up when something does bother you. So I think
Mhm.
we're trying to be so good about that right now. Like when something is off, we try to say something.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Sorry about that. I did not know that the video cut off. We got running. So yeah.
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 But hopefully, yeah, Raymond, we answered your question thoroughly.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we answered it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Did we want to go for one more? I think we're good.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Okay, cool. So, Raymond, Dre, thanks for asking your questions. You guys can ask more questions just like that at on Twitter. You can tweet at us at Megan J Photo or at Kevin Lay Vu. Next week, what are we looking forward to? Or what are we looking forward to this week?
This week, we're going to check out our wedding venue. And
that's
we're
right,
going to
yeah.
book the crap out of it.
Yeah. Hopefully. And it's raining right now, guys. And so if you haven't noticed, we have the our external light on. Finally get to pop this bad boy out.
And I would say that's pretty much it.
Yeah. And then we've
Probably
got a lot
do
of
some Christmas shopping.
Yeah. Yeah. How are you guys doing on your Christmas shopping?
I felt this year went by very quickly.
Seriously, man.
I have so many shoots left.
Really?
Yeah.
Really in December?
Mm-hmm.
How many more?
A lot more.
A lot. You kind of have a break this week, right?
A little break. It was a long editing with 3,000 photos.
Kind of worked out though because it's raining and you get to be home. So yeah. And I'll be working on the new website and we're back on the WordPress platform. So many things with the website. God, we're kind of frustrated. No, you get frustrated. I'm learning to let a lot of
just because I
that go.
have like an idea. That's all.
I know, and I'm trying to be very patient with that. So, good things, guys.
Yep.
Next week we're talking about some more questions. I don't know what. Send us your questions and we will get to them. Oh, remember, you can text me at this number right here, and we will get to your question for sure. Okay, so good things. I think that's good.
Yeah.
All right, lab rats. We're going to see you next week. Once again, my name is Megan.
Yeah, I'm Kevin.
And we out.
We out.
Peace.